Now, in the following video, see what convinced this sister not to believe the world's promises of peace.
My father always taught me that we needed God in our life in order for there to be peace. And he always wanted to know, can Christians go to war?
How is this consistent with the gospel of Jesus Christ?
But the pastor could never give us an answer. And so I thought I'd have to look to politics to find it. A lot of peace movements were being formed at that time, so I joined one of them. We decided where the protest marches would be, which pamphlets we would use. But after the protests were over, everyone was so excited, and they all started applauding and cheering for the leaders. I thought, that's not what I wanted. I don't want to honor people. I want to have world peace. And that still hasn't happened yet.
I don't want to honor people. I want to have world peace. So says Thea van Leeuwen, apologies if I've mispronounced the name, in the final video segment of the final talk of the Friday of the Pursue Peace Convention. And I just found this so ironic in the context of an organization that's all about honoring people. The governing body are in our faces all the time if you follow JW Broadcasting and the various other morning worship episodes and governing body updates and annual meetings and conventions and Gilead graduations. They put themselves in a position of so much prominence. They have so much control over people's lives. They pop up all the time, even making cameos in music videos. How is none of this honoring people? It seems that Thea has left an ideology that honors people in pursuit of world peace. She's left that to join an ideology that honors 8 men who meet every Wednesday at their lakeside compound in upstate New York.
Then I started to feel very alone. And it made me feel unsafe in this world. With no peace in sight, I thought, what is the purpose of life? While visiting friends for coffee, I saw a man I'd never met before. My friends told me he wanted to talk to us about the Bible. So I asked him, "Sir, what do you think? Can Christians join the military?" And the man said, "No, that's not allowed because the Bible says you should love your enemy." It made me think about what my father always said, that we need God to bring peace. Then a really nice lady came to my door and she had an orange book in her hand. And it said, "True Peace and Security." After reading it, I thought, this is it. This is the organization that truly wants peace. So I went to those involved in the peace movement. I told them that I believe that God will change this world into a beautiful earth where there'll be true peace. They all looked at me like I had lost my mind. I was so happy with my new life. I felt like I was part of a family who truly cared about one another and really wanted peace with each other. Isaiah 14 verse 7 had a major impact on my life because there God promises a calm and peaceful world.
So wasn't that nice how she learned? She looked to politics and protests for world peace. Obviously, she was sincere, but she learned. That's all imitation peace. True peace and security comes from Jehovah God.
Am I the only one who's a bit irritated by this habit of Anthony Morris, and I've noticed it in other speakers as well, of not mentioning the name? I know the name because it's showed up on the screen, but he's referring to his sister, his spiritual sister, as she. I remember when I was young, when we used to have meals together in our family, and if I used to refer to either of my parents or perhaps my grandparents as she, my mum always used to say, "Who's she? The cat's mother." It's respectful to use someone's name if you know their name. And Tony Morris is delivering a talk that is dependent heavily on these video segments. The least he can do is name the individuals involved, but apparently he's too big for that. Maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit, but for me it grates a little bit that he can't lower himself to name the individuals whose stories he wants his audience to change their lives according to, if I can put it that way. And ultimately, isn't all of this, the underlying message, isn't it all about not doing anything about the world's problems? Because ultimately it's Jehovah's new system of things, Jehovah's kingdom, that's going to bring about world peace. But as I kind of joke about in the introduction to these rebuttals, it's Palpatine peace, isn't it? It's peace as a result of violence and bloodshed and carnage and, frankly, dictatorship. That's not any kind of peace I'm interested in. You can't call it true peace if it's the product of unfathomable violence.